Hi, I'm DJ Rad Key, and welcome to what is now my 63rd vlog in the series. Thank you for joining me. Today is Sunday, August 26, 2018, and there's no school at the Scratch Academy. And on my Sunday vlogs, I like to kind of keep them a little bit off the beaten path and just kind of spur on more ideas and entertain you more than give you knowledge about the Academy. But I did have the graduation ceremonies on Friday, and two of the 8 performers, it was their first gig. And they all did a great job. I'm quite the critic, and I did enjoy all their performances, especially Larissa, who I've never heard before. Actually, no one heard before. It was her first gig ever. And Kid Killing, who I've never even met. He was a younger guy, and he did a nice little hip-hop set. So for both of them, it was their first gigs ever. First times ever playing in front of a live crowd. Now, granted, it wasn't paid. It was for the school, and it was their final performance. They've moved on now. But I want to just kind of reflect on my first gig. And it's easy to distinguish, paid versus unpaid. So I definitely have an outline of when my first paid gig was. But to think about like when my first unpaid gig was, like my first gig, like when I actually first played in front of people, and it wasn't as clear cut as Larissa's Kate Killings. It was actually kind of a slow crawl evolutionary timeline. So I figured on a Sunday like today, we'll keep it loose, and I'll let you kind of insight to how I got started in my unpaid journey from becoming a guy on a laptop to a DJ. So to begin with, I've always been in the nightclub business, interested in the nightclub business, in music. Was in a short-lived band called 12 Inches at one point. I never really pursued music as a profession, but always very interested in music and downloading music when it came online and going out and getting CDs back in the day when people still went out and bought CDs. I was always very involved. I still own records from when I was a kid. So I thought as an adult I'd probably do something involved in music or the music business and entertainment business or the nightclub business, something involved with that scene. And the twists and turns of life has brought me into the world of being a DJ. But my, early on in this career, this evolutionary process, I was a waiter at a restaurant. It's no longer exists, but it was a cool place. Very short-lived venue, a very interesting place to work in Boca. And a DJ came in one day. Actually, he wasn't a DJ. He was he was a DJ, but I mean, he came in for a job, and there happened to be no managers around, and it was very slow, and I'm always interested when people come in for jobs to hear what they have to say and how they treat me as a waiter, knowing I'm not a manager, really have no say in the hiring process. So I kind of overstepped my boundaries as a waiter and was like, hey man, what are you applying for? What do you want a job as? And he was a younger guy. I think he was maybe 18, maybe 19 years old, if that. And he's like, well, I'm a people person, and I'm really good in restaurants, and my family's been in restaurants, and the spiel. And I'm like, well, honestly, we're not hiring waiters. You could probably get a job as a busser, but, like, what are you good at? And he paused. He's like, well, I'd probably make a good waiter, but if you're not hiring waiters, I'd still be a busser. I'm like, no, what are you good at? Like, everybody's got something they're good in life, or hopefully figure something out. Like, what are you good at? And he's like, I'm actually a really good DJ. I'm like, man, that's perfect, because we need a DJ. It just so happens the weekend before the DJ didn't come because, I don't know, business issues or whatever it might be. We had no DJ the weekend before. So going into this weekend, which would have been a Thursday night, I mentioned to my manager, hey, this guy came in today looking for a job. He said he's a DJ. I didn't promise him anything, but if you want to DJ tonight, he said he could DJ tonight. My manager loved the idea. So, called the kid back up, and I'm like, listen, I can get you a DJing job tonight. I don't know if it's going to pay. I can't make any promises, but we're going to give you a shot. And he was super geeked, younger guy, fairly new into town. I went and picked him up in between kind of my shifts and grabbed him, brought him back, let him set up, watched him kind of like do his thing or whatever as he was setting it up, and I'm like, wow, okay, so if I owned that equipment and I know the music, and I know what this restaurant plays, I've been working in this restaurant for a while, I know what the last DJ played, I know the vibe, I know the energy, what's separating me from doing this was kind of like the first time I really thought about like becoming a DJ legitimately. So the kid came back. He had a great set. He was a really good DJ. Probably wasn't the best music selection for that venue, but he was like, yeah, if I would have known the venue a little bit better, and if I had more of that music and this and that. And I did give him a heads up. He just didn't do his homework, didn't prepare, and just didn't download a lot of the songs I told him he should have, the must plays. Because I worked there for a while. I know what the audience likes. I know they're very particular, and I know what worked and didn't work with the other DJs. So he only lasted a week. They did throw him like $50, and kind of were like, all right, well, what are we gonna do next weekend? This kid, it was a good DJ, probably not worth coming back, especially if we have to pay him because he's not the right energy, the right vibe. And I said, well, I'll DJ. So I came back the next week with a laptop and attempted to DJ, got the pull plug on me about 5 songs into it because I had no controller, no mixer, no way of manipulating the music. I literally was playing songs off my Spotify. Just had a Spotify list and was rolling with it. I wasn't necessarily declaring myself as a DJ, just director of entertainment at that point, director of musical entertainment. Because there's otherwise we had no music other than an iPad plugged in that was generic Spotify. At least this was a pre-played Spotify list. So 3 or 4 songs into it, the bouncer came out from outside, came in and was like, "This music's great." So immediately I'm like, okay, well, I think I'm off to a good start. But a few songs later, without having the ability to transitions and do requests and do a lot of things that a traditional DJ could do, when you're working off a playlist, you're kind of handcuffed. So the owner pulled the plug, put his own playlist in, and away was what the early stages of DJ Rad Key at that point. Did try to do the DJ thing like 3 weeks at that particular restaurant on Thursday nights. They had a horrible internet connection. My laptop wasn't very good. Combination of factors. Overall, none of us were really prepared to have a DJ and set up. They did bring in a controller that I didn't even know how to set up, and it was just not a place that really needed a DJ. So when I finally got up and rolling, it was almost like pointless, I guess you'd say. Did do a house party on the 4th of July. And that was probably my first time as a DJ, but again, just operating out of a laptop. But I did at that point actually have software. I had Virtual DJ. So I was operating off of Virtual DJ, but again, with no mixer, no controller. Just basically playing songs. But at least at this point, I'm able to mark songs, cue. The early stages are there. Did the house party, loved DJing the house party, and had no job at all this summer. So I spent that whole summer downloading a lot of music, never playing, did buy equipment, but I didn't have a job that summer and I had a lot of free time. So I downloaded a ton of songs and was really super anticipated DJing, but again, couldn't afford the equipment. I bought a controller in January of 2016, kind of as a Christmas birthday gift to myself, and decided, well, I need to use this equipment and figure out how to DJ. Didn't even have the full-fledged speakers, just a very small little speakers for people put on their desks. And I went to a bar called Rocket Angels in Boca Raton, offered to play on a Tuesday night, and the owner at the time said, well, I don't really need a DJ Tuesday night, but I would love a DJ Thursday night, and if you come in on Thursday night and your tryout goes well, we could possibly put you on the weekend because I'm always looking to move things around. So I was super excited and super duper underprepared. I had like a half-hour set planned out, and it was not good. The transitions were awful. The beat matching was awful. It was awful. It was an awful, horrible performance. But I give props to the guy at Rocket Angels who gave me a shot. It's gave me an opportunity. He let me play. He heard what I was not ready to play for, and he, about an hour and a half, yanked me off the stage. He gave me a heads up. I knew I wasn't doing a good job. I was definitely underprepared, but it was literally the first time I've ever played in front of people outside of that restaurant I worked at. And the restaurant, it almost wasn't really that fair because it was people I knew, and I knew the owners, the managers, and guests, and it was more of like a friendly time. Where the gig at Rocket Angels, this try to Rocket Angels, was very unfamiliar. I mean, it was on a place I've never played, in front of people I didn't know, in front of an audience I didn't expect. I just thought I was going to go there and try out for the owner, and there was actually people in there. They had opened, and they were rolling, and they were rocking and rolling. So it didn't go so well. So that was kind of like I can't call that as official gig because that was more of a tryout, but that was the first time I did play in front of people. First really official gig, unpaid, true locked-in gig. Again, unpaid, was the Black Rose. Black Rose was an awesome place to play, and I really miss playing there. I wish I could go back and play. But just life doesn't work out that way. So unfortunately, I don't play at the Black Rose anymore. It was a great place to play. Shout out to everybody who let me play. Let me play a lot of bad music, good music. But that was really my first time playing in front of people, and it was a residency, an unpaid residency. That began roughly in October 2016, and I did that for almost close to a year. So that was a good time. Good times, great people. Miss that place a lot. And that's kind of my little story, my little timeline of my evolution of my unpaid gigs. But I'll tell you more about other gigs and other things that are DJ Rad Key. as these vlogs progress. And as always, visit everything DJ Rad Key on djradkey.com. Be good to people, be nice, smile to a stranger needs it, call to somebody you haven't talked to in a while, and as always, peace.